But yeah, the only thing that I'd like to say, like for anyone viewing, like take your chance. UK as a whole is great, and I can guarantee you, if you are offered something in Wales, you're going to have the time of your life. Again, the people and the nation of Welsh, they're great. It's a great nation, and it's made of great people. The United Kingdom, it's a lot of nations all together. You have England, you have Wales, you have Ireland, and you have Scotland. I'm in the nation of Wales, more specifically in Swansea. That is the city of Swansea. You also have the county of Swansea. So I live just in the coast, in the south coast, is southwest. Beautiful place, beautiful people, just beautiful people, beautiful sceneries. There are a lot of beaches. And it was a surprise to me when I found out that you can actually surf in Wales. When I always thought that surf, UK, probably it's not going to happen. Actually, it is going to happen, at least in Wales. There are fantastic beaches. They don't have anything to envy any Caribbean or even Brazil. Just like the sea, it's going to be cold. But other than that, it's really, really nice. And it's a combination of mountains, valleys. You have like caves. I don't remember the name of the caves that I visit, but you have tons of things to do and see. And the people are super accommodating. They're very nice. I've never felt discriminated in any shape, way, or form, nor for my English or my way to approach people. They are very open people, and it's been a wonderful year, to be honest. I mean, the weather is a little bit different than the one from Argentina, but it's not as cold as continental Europe. Actually, when we here might have 8 degrees in winter, or 7 or 5, in the continental Europe, you will have minus degrees. Like Madrid will have like -3 or -4. So, I mean, it's bearable, right? For me, it took us a little while to adapt, but it's not that bad. It's not like, yeah, it's not unsufferable, if you will. Yeah, so that's what I can tell you about Wales. My experience in Wales for 1 year, and they have the most tasteful and absolute great cheese from Snowdonia. It's a region here, like it's a place here, Snowdonia. They have this truffle cheese, and it's cheddar cheese. And US, like for example, for me as a Latin American, thinking of cheddar cheese, I automatically think about the cheese in the burgers, right? I'm not going to see
yes.
trademarks here, but the cheese in the burgers. But this cheese is absolutely fantastic. It's not comparable to the cheese that you will think of on burgers. And the greatest thing that I've tasted here, it's the Welsh lamb. I do not enjoy that much the mint sauce that they use, but the Welsh lamb is absolutely great. Like, they don't have to envy anything about anyone with the Welsh lamb. It's amazing. My wife is an architect, a proper architect, not a software architect. She actually can make things happen. She was working with WeWork. She was recently let go, and she was looking for a job. And she saw this Amazon job offer to be a BIM manager. She specializes in virtualization of buildings, virtual modeling of buildings. And she asked me, hey, would you relocate to Wales? And say, absolutely. I don't know nothing about Wales, but it sounds fun. And well, she did the interviews, she passed, and here we are. So it was all about Amazon. She's working with fulfillment centers, helping, just checking the designs, making sure that everything's in place, and so on. So that's how I ended up in Wales.
Cool. And once you were there, you started looking for a job, or you started looking for a job from Argentina?
I started from Argentina, It was very difficult. Like I do not lie. So when they asked me, like, "Are you in the UK?" I said, "No, I have my visa." I said, "Well, when you're in the UK, just contact us." So when I arrived, I started looking for a job in December, and by January 1st, I already had an offer. I was part of 3 processes. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, in the IT business here in the UK, there are a lot of open positions. I do believe that our education from Argentina is pretty good. It's up to par, if not a little bit up the bar. So it's, if you're well prepared, you have a good level of English, or at least you are able to articulate yourself, to explain correctly what your thoughts are, you're probably going to land a job within a month. Usually they use, like, I wouldn't call them AI systems, but systems that read through your resume, and they prefer it to be in PDF. So there are certain formats that work better than others. So a very showy type of CV with images or with great design might not be the correct choice, but a simpler one where you can use blocks with dates in which you held certain positions and just enumerating what you actually did there might work much better. Now, if you want to work here, you need to apply for a visa. To apply for a visa, you need a sponsor. So you need someone that actually has made you a job offer and they're willing to sponsor. The UK government has a list of registered sponsors, and they basically have a classification on the type of sponsor that they are, and that's given. I'm not sure why they have that classification or how it's based, so I'm not going to go into the details, but you actually have a classification. So you will need a sponsor, a job offer, and then the process, due to the pandemic, took something around 4 to 5 months. You're required, well, my wife was required to go undertake a IELTS examination. I don't recall the actual grade that you needed, but it was above, or at least B, or something around B. It was not super difficult for her, but still, for the writing part of it, she needed to watch some videos, which is highly recommended, because there is certain structure to the writing exercise in those type of exams. So if you know the structure, or if you at least practiced, when you go and take the exam, it's much more easier for you. And then that's basically it. I think that they do a background checking on you. So unless you're a gangster or you've been involved drug trafficking or something really bad, you should be okay. The company that I'm working for, they work with the government. The government here, it's going digital. So they're undergoing a lot of changes to go digital, and we specialize in helping them to go through that journey. And well, we support the government. So I have 14 years of experience as a developer. But 3 years ago, I started working as an agile coach in another company, or started the journey. It's a never-ending journey. So I'm working here. I started working as a delivery manager, just taking care of, it will be like a Scrum Master type of work. Just ensuring the delivery, talking to the customer, ensuring that we're delivering on time with enough quality, helping the team, protecting them and such. But right now I'm working with another government agency as an agile coach, as I did before. And so far has been fantastic. As I told you in the beginning of the interview, there is a lot of appetite for all type of engineers in the UK. So it's just a matter of checking those that offer visas and just undergo the examination that you need to undergo. But if you have the possibility to come here, you need to do it. There is a lot of work. It's really well paid. The life expenditure here is high, where with an IT type of job, like your quality of life, it's very, very good, like very good.
Cool.
You have everything from AWS, from requirement like Azure, Java positions, C#, Scala. As you said, there might be certain programming languages for certain like type of companies. So if you're a fintech, probably you will be asked to know Python and AWS. Other than that, to be honest, if I say something on those lines, I will be lying, because I worked on projects where they use, as I said, JS for the Lambda functions in AWS, and I think they had Ruby for the front end. But yeah, you have all type of I don't see like a niche for either technology, and
Okay.
most companies, what I've learned is like they're fairly open, like they're a little bit of agnostics in those terms. I underwent a couple of interviews to be a developer, and they cared more about you being able to solve the problem than the actual language that you're using. Maybe if you say that you're an expert in C#, they will go a little bit harder on you. But if it's a Java, Java type of job, they will ask you like similarities in terms of object-oriented programming and paradigms and that sort of thing. So I think that we from Latin America, we have this characteristic, like we are very malleable in terms that we are very resilient, and we learn fast, and we try to be on top of things. So that's a big plus for companies here. But sometimes that give us that extra thing that you might not be great with the language, but you have that makes all the difference. And people here, as I said, I never felt discriminated by my level of English or whatnot. And even with people that you might think that, hey, their English level is not that great, they make an effort to understand you, and certainly they don't make any difference. Here, I mean, we make good friends, not necessarily from technology, but we make good friends like from people that were from Romania, India, like Poland, like all around the world. As I work with the government, I'm working with an office that it's in Bristol now, or near Bristol anyway. So I get to connect I work with great people. Yorgos, great guy, awesome guy, from all parts of the world. So if you work in technology, you will be it's very, that's the thing about the UK, and here in Wales I see it as well. It's very multicultural. Like there is not that you will have people for everything that you can imagine. Just like food, you will have it. The public education, I have two daughters, they're 7 and 10. The educational system here, the public educational system is fantastic. It's great. So you don't need to and it's very multicultural as well. So it's a dual experience for my daughters. They get to know people from all around the world and different backgrounds in faith, religion, and so forth. And on the other side, in language as well, they are learning Welsh. But yeah, the only thing that I'd like to say, for anyone viewing, take your chance. UK as a whole is great, and I can guarantee you, if you are offered something in Wales, you're going to have the time of your life. Again, the people and the nation of Welsh, they're great. It's a great nation, and it's made of great people.